Hey guys, welcome back to Black and Gold Breakdown. Today we're going to be doing a recap of Southern Miss's win over Jacksonville State. Golden Eagles coming out on top 42-25 in what I believe was our most balanced game of the year. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, Southern Miss improves to a 3-2 overall record, first time since 2019. That is now 3-1 at the Rock, so that is very good to see. And then also Blake Anderson, which appeared to be very sick before the game, having some kind of stomach virus and different things, goes to the ambulance, then comes back to call the game. And some fans are referring to this as the BA flu game.
I don't know if they are. Might just be you, but still a great overall game. Called it from him. We saw it from the rushing attack, from the passing attack. Really using that depth in both ways, getting down the field. Start with a run game. Jeffrey Pittman leading the way, 18 carries, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns from him. Matt Jones and Jalen Carter both stepping up in Robert Briggs' absence, but really showing off the dangerous part of that run game. I think maybe as good, if not better, than that receiving depth. I mean, we've seen receiving as well. Tyshawn Chapman, Micah Davis, Carl Chester, both tight ends in Kyron Heath and Caden Morris, Elijah Metcalf as well. All these guys and more getting so many catches and just being such a dangerous piece on the offense for Braylon Braxton to look at there. Carl Chester and Caden Morris, both with passing touchdowns. Jeffrey Pittman, like I mentioned, 2 touchdowns. Braylon Braxton with 2 in the air, 1 on the ground as well, to lead, like I said before, a really balanced Southern Miss offensive attack.
Yep. I've been harping since we started the Black and Gold Breakdown. I wanted to see Braylon Braxton continue plays with his legs, and rather than trying to force the ball. I know he can be a pocket passer. There's no doubt in my mind that he can do that. But when he does scramble, it opens up the offense for so many different things where he can, spread the rock to so many different weapons that Southern Miss has on offense. My comparison I've been using lately is to Josh Allen. He can throw the ball and get it to all parts of the field, but also, when he does scramble, how many times does he lean forward, just like Josh Allen, running straight to the linebacker and getting those extra couple of yards to make sure to move the chains.
It's really great from what we've been seeing from him. The passing, at least on the box score from him, doesn't really jump out at you, but I think that, like we said, balanced rushing and passing attack from Braylon Braxton is really going to be dangerous and difficult for defenses to stop in the coming games.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but I feel like with all the weapons, you can see he's not having to play. So, remember Mississippi State, it felt like, maybe he's trying to force the ball, trying to play Superman, but he's realizing, hey, he has so much talent around him that, he doesn't have to make the play every single time. Yeah, it's awesome when he does, make the hard pass or run and, make a couple guys miss and different things like that. But he also can give it to the running backs that obviously had a great game. He has an embarrassment of riches between the wide receivers and the tight ends. So I think it allows him to play very loose out there and overall playing better.
And you mentioned that talent on the offense, but talent on the defense, just as good, I would say. That 1-2 punch with Ian Foster and Josh Moten, we all know him, we all love him. Just been stellar this season, this game especially. Moten and Foster both getting an interception. Ian Foster returning his for a touchdown as well, again. So, love to see that from those two.
Is that the best cornerback duo in the conference?
I'd say so. From what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot from some other Sun Belt teams, but I'd say it's definitely up there, if not the best. Especially if Josh Moten steps up again, like he did this game. We've seen a little inconsistent play from him, maybe getting picked on a little bit more than he's been used to, but stepping up this game, hopefully setting the stage and setting the tone for the future of his play. Michael Montgomery and Chris Jones, we talked about them a bit in the past, but really just consistent play from them, leading the team in tackles. Montgomery with 9 tackles, Chris Jones with 8. Half a tackle for loss for the 2 of them as well. Ian Foster again all over the field, not just with the interceptions, but also had a sack as well. 5 tackles. Just really all over the field from him, doing very well. Loved what I saw from the defense. Give up a garbage time touchdown with, I believe, about 30 seconds left, making the score maybe a little bit closer than it should have been. But we've mentioned all around so many times, but such a balanced attack on offense, such a balanced lockdown presence from the defense. It's going to be really scary and really interesting for other teams, in my opinion, to see how they navigate the many facets of the team. You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, the defense continues to make an improvement. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, you had some pretty glaring holes with the explosive plays. I thought that was a main point of emphasis. I know they gave up a couple big plays, a 73-yard run or whatever the statistics were, but 73-yard play, 50-yard play. I know they gave up two, but overall, I mean, it was such a game that was so out of reach. I really don't think that's something that you have to really harp on. Obviously, if the game was a little bit tighter, you maybe were playing tighter coverage, you're not letting them play so playing so far off coverage or whatever like that. So maybe that doesn't happen. But overall, I'm so proud of this defense for rallying after coming off of a tough loss against Tech. The first half against Tech, they did not look good at all. Second half, they give up 30 yards the whole second half, and then you come into this game. So it looks like they're clicking and firing from all cylinders.
Mm-hmm. It is great to see them with those big plays. I mean, obviously, it's not something you want to see, but it's something that they could afford this game with just having such a big lead. Obviously going to want to limit those as the season goes on, but I think one or two big plays happen to pretty much every team, no matter who you are and who you're playing. But another thing we mentioned was the kicking game. Creighton Wilbanks stepped up in Reed Haradine's inconsistencies maybe in the kicking game. Didn't get a field goal attempt, but 6 for 6 on the extra points, so liking what we saw from him. You got anything else for Southern Miss side?
Yeah, Tap continues to be a presence on the edge position, putting pressure on the quarterbacks. He actually looked really good in the run game as well, getting the running backs down, blowing up the plays. So overall, I mean, on all levels of the defense, you're doing good. And then the special teams, if the freshmen can give us some consistency from the kicker position, and the punter's going to be coming back home soon. I think we should be rocking and rolling.
Mm-hmm. It's great to see from Tap as well, like you mentioned. 8 tackles, tied for second on the team lead, 2 tackles for loss as well. So seeing his bounce back from last game is pretty comforting to see. On the Jacksonville State side, just going to touch on that a little bit. Caden Creel with a very good game from him, 109 yards passing and another 161 rushing. Touchdown in the air, touchdown on the ground as well. Great running and overall game from him. Stepping up in Gavin Wimsatt's absence. Wimsatt injured early in the game, and they did run those 2 quarterback sets, had Wimsatt out at receiver in some plays, motioning him as well. So an interesting game plan and play style from them, but Creel really stepped up. Cam Cook doing well with rushing and receiving. 77 yards in the air and another 77 on the ground. Touchdown from him on the ground. Good to see from them, if you're a Jacksonville State fan, Caden Creel, that he can step up, that he can come in and honestly look like the starter in Gavin Wimsatt's absence. Cam Cook continuing to do well there. If you are a Gamecocks fan, you probably would like to see a little bit more from the receivers. Only 3 receivers with a catch. Rex Steiner with a touchdown as well. But maybe a couple more things you do want to see, but also a couple good things you'd like to take away from that game as well. And you got any closing remarks or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, you're going into a bye week. Hopefully Breaks can get healthy. A couple of guys that have some underlying issues that we don't know about. Hopefully they can get right. Take this time to recover, and then have a little bit of maybe a couple extra days as going into game week for Georgia Southern when you open up Sun Belt play. But as a Southern Miss fan, you couldn't be more confident, I believe, going into this Sun Belt play, watching our team bounce back after a loss to our rival, and then coming, back at home and taking care of business and never giving Jacksonville State a chance to win this game from the jump.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Southern Miss handles this bye week going into Georgia Southern. I think should be one of the tougher games of the year, especially on the road, Thursday night. Interesting environment for that game, but we'll see if they continue that momentum riding into Statesboro, see if they can come out with that win. And there will be a preview for that game as well in the coming weeks. But I think that's all from us. Thank you all so much for watching.